Welcome to Just Joshing with Jakota. I'm Josh. This is Jakota, and today is a good day because you don't have what? It is. Is it not?
Day. Oh yeah.
You don't work today,
I don't work today.
and that's a good day. Wouldn't you say it's a good day?
I would say it's a good day. Yeah. Day off. It was crazy because I was supposed to work 10 days, but instead I worked 7. So in a row. It's 10 on, 4 off.
4 off.
But I get a lot longer than 4 days, which is awesome, man. I was like, all right. We stayed until last night was a 13-hour shift, and I was like, this sucks. And it sucks because it was so long, and I was like, if I'm working tomorrow, that's gonna staying so late and then coming in as early as 8, just was not ideal.
Right, because you're working till 8.
Right, and it's you're going all day, right? You're not. There's stuff to be done. There's a timeline that needs to be finished. So it's right. You go as fast as you can.
Everyone's probably wondering, did you hurt yourself again?
Yes.
You did.
Yo, I've got my thumb, which was the first day,
right.
Or second day, or whatever.
And that was with a chisel.
No. This was with the particle board or whatever the hell.
Oh, right.
The panel board. Sorry, panel board. Cut my knuckle with a something. I think it was a knife.
Those aren't bad injuries.
No, not this one. This one's all healed. You can't even tell. This one is the only one that is still kind of. This one, actually, I should say, is still messed up because it has a Band-Aid on it. This was Was it a chisel? That thing that you take, you hammer like wood where it scrapes wood off?
Yeah,
that's a chisel, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, ice pick is what I was thinking. Yeah, so chisel. I was taking what is that? A tile off of the wall, and they didn't give me the right tool. They were like,
they gave you a chisel.
I found a chisel, and I was like, can I use this?
Was it a beater chisel? It was a piece of shit.
It was very dull.
Okay, so it's probably a beater chisel. They use it for anything.
Probably, yeah. It was all
because you can get a masonry chisel as well.
You could also get a proper tool to take tile out, not a freaking chisel. So I grabbed it and I was like, hey, can I use this? And they're like, yeah. So I started, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow I must have I was in a corner. It was such an awkward place. The tile, there was imagine a tile right here. I guess you can't really see.
Just a tile right here.
Just imagine I had to go behind something and I couldn't see it, but I was sitting down. It was at the
it was
bottom.
behind a corner?
It was a corner, so imagine this, right? And then there's a desk right here, okay? So there's a lag.
And you can't move the desk?
And I can't move the desk, and you have to get the tile that's behind the desk.
Right.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I'm crouched down or whatever, and ting, 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 scrape. It cuts off, so you know how your fingernail ends?
Uh-huh.
Gone. They went, and it was and the skin came off. And I was I start bleeding and bandaged me up, and then I kept going. I actually stopped doing the tile work because the guy that was giving me a hard time about me using a chisel, which he...
Wait, hold on. They gave you the chisel?
No, wait. Let me say this. Sorry. They didn't give it to me. I said, can I use this?
Right.
And...
They said yes.
They said yes.
And then someone said, why are you using a chisel?
And then when I asked for a sharper one... Okay, I was like, hey man, do you have a sharper chisel so that I can use? Because it wasn't working, right? And you had to not break the other tiles, right? So you got a dull chisel. It's not hard.
Which is not the right tool.
Not the right tool, and it wasn't really breaking through the grout to take off the tile, right? So I asked...
a wood chisel would just get destroyed anyways.
Right. But I didn't care. I wanted that tile out, right? It was give me the right tool and I'll take out the tile, right? They didn't have one, so the dude goes just starts barking at me, and I was like, what? You said that I could use this. What do you? He said something I was an idiot for using a chisel that wasn't the proper tool, and I was like, you literally just said yes, you can use this, and I was like, I was like, are you serious right now, dude? I was like, what's your problem? And then my boss was like, cut it out. And I was like, okay.
Oh, so he's just another worker?
Yeah, he was just another worker. He's been there for 3 weeks or something.
But he wasn't like razzing. Like he was.
He was.
You know, like when you go to a new job, like this never happened to me. But when we were framing, it probably didn't happen to me because I was friends with the boss man.
Right.
But like a new greenhorn comes on site, you make him do stupid stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just you frosh him or
there's,
whatever.
There's
right?
a lot of that. Yeah. But like it's like weird.
Was he doing that to you?
He was doing it to me, but like I think there's a fine line between
that's not. He wasn't joking.
Messing around and being serious. Like he was being facetious, right? Like he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't being.
He wasn't kidding. Like,
no.
Hey, I got him. I made him go get the board stretcher.
Right. That's jokes, right? That's nothing. He was like verbally being a dick. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't. He was just like his tone and stuff. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, everyone else seems to be okay with talking like a normal person, right? And then this freaking guy comes over here, and like I started snapping back. So like so that incident blows over, right? The tile thing, right? Next day or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Another coworker, the electrician dude. He's almost always had nothing to do, so he was just chilling, right? So in this area, I was doing something on the bulkhead, and I think his name was like I don't even know his name, Brandon or something. Let's call him Brandon. So Aaron is the guy that.
Well, don't use names.
Yeah, you're right.
We gotta bleep that out.
I shouldn't have said that, huh? Okay, well, Darren's not his real name anyway, so. So, Darren goes, Darren and Aaron.
But neither one of those are their names.
No.
You just made them up?
I did.
And I'm like, no, don't use their names.
Darren and
I shouldn't
Aaron.
have done that. It's not their names anyways.
Darren is laughing at Aaron because Aaron is saying, like, beaking me, right? Like, just being rude to me. So I just started snapping back. I was like, okay, well, he did this around when the bosses wasn't around and stuff, right? It's like,
right.
So that I don't know. He just chose to do it when.
So he was like, oh, well, I have seniority over this guy. Yeah. I'm going to clown him, make him feel stupid.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was, right? That's what it felt like anyways, right? So I go, this was the thing that made him walk away. So I go, dude, I told him that I wasn't scared of him and stuff, right? Because he was like,
Just trying to intimidate you?
Just trying to intimidate him. I was like, dude, you don't scare me at all, man. I was like, I'll say anything to you, dude. You think you scare me? Freaking guy. So I go.
Why would you be scared of him, by the way?
Because he's
like physically, or
yeah, he's bigger than me, right? Bigger than me.
What a coward! He uses his size to like intimidate you over things that don't matter.
Yeah.
What is he trying to show? Like, what's the aggression for?
I really don't know. I think he was just trying to like, because like we got along fine the first couple days, and then it was just like he told me to write my name in glue on the board, and I was like, okay, why not? Right? Started writing my name with the PL, and then this other guy was like, who has seniority over the Aaron guy, was like, what did you do? And I was like, well, I wrote my name in the. He was like, we don't do that. And I was like, yeah, sorry, bro.
But you didn't want to be a rat and be like, dude, he just said I could.
Yeah.
He said I should.
He said I should. And then he was like, hey, man, can you go shut the door? Because it was getting cold inside of the building that I work in, right? And there's constant traffic going in and out of that door, right? So sometimes it stays open, whatever. So he goes, hey, man, can you shut that door? And I was like, yeah, I can go do that for you. And he's like, yeah, make sure you slam it. And I was like, what? I'm thinking in my head,
why would I do that?
I wouldn't slam the door. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, then they would know. Then it would be like, hey, who slammed the door? And then I would have to say, that was me. And they'd be like, what the hell? Why would you do that? Right? So I caught up to it. I was like, you're messing with me, dude. And I was like, that was pretty good. And he like did that like little freaking smirk. Anyway, so this was the thing that I said to him that made him walk away. And actually get kind of pissed at me. He goes, or I go, dude, if I ever saw you in a back alley, And then I was like, wait a minute. I like kind of stopped. I was like, I didn't want to say anything remotely racist or anything. Right? That might come off as.
Is he?
He's of the Asian descent.
Okay.
Right? So
you didn't want him to like misinterpret what
right.
I was saying.
So I was like, if I saw you in an alley, and then I could have said anything, and it probably you could have put some sort of racist twist on it, right? Which I'm not racist, so like that wasn't my intention. So I stopped for a quick second. I was like, I would never give you any money, right? So like that was
just calling him a bum.
Yeah. If I saw you in an alley, I wouldn't give you any money. So he was like, oh, this kid's got a mouth on him. And I was like, you've got a mouth on you, buddy. Right? So it was just a lot of chirping, and then he went away and, left me alone. And then we randomly got really well together yesterday. So it's like, what the heck? I don't, like at the end of that was 2 days ago when that happened. Or was that yesterday? I don't even know.
It's like
that wasn't yesterday.
Like bipolar or something.
2 days. Yeah, he must. I don't know. I didn't like.
Not literally, but
just the feelings. I don't know. It was weird.
That is weird. Like, why would you be a jerk to someone on purpose just for laughs, and then suddenly, maybe that I don't know. Maybe that's because you were confident in your clapback or whatever.
Yeah, he must have thought like that I was going to be some pushover to, and which I have been like most of my life, but. I'm tired of that. You know what I mean? It's like
just trying to stay like whatever.
Right, like I've had plenty of employers or just places that I worked at where I just didn't feel like I was welcome or whatever. Right, and they treated me like crap, and I'm like, I'm done with that. So I quit on their ass. You know what I mean? It's
right.
I don't need that kind of. I don't know.
Right, and I remember when you quit that one job, they were like, "Hey, man, like, how about just like stay a little longer?" They're like, oh,
they realize that like I'm not a bad worker, man. Like I kill it when I'm working, right? Like we I don't know. I don't get it. Like, do I seem like somebody that is a threat to anybody? Like I don't understand, man.
I'm just making fun here, guys.
I'm here to work and just do my job. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. By the way, guys, if you hear all this like stomping and clomping, my dogs are upstairs and they're just. For whatever reason, thinking that recording time is the best time to be running around. I don't know. So that's just what that is.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of like not getting along with your employees or just people in general, like when there is like that thing that people do where they're like, for whatever reason, will be threatened by a person.
Right. And it can be
when they're new
forever anything, whether it
doesn't
be
make any sense.
Whether it be a skill or maybe they're better looking or have more money or just anything that they think is that you're better than them, they'll try and like break you down in some way.
There's definitely like so we didn't grow up with any money.
No,
pretty poor, not dirt poor, but pretty poor.
Yeah, we were just getting by, I would say.
Yeah,
with like the minimal.
Yeah, and then, except for at Christmas time.
Right.
For some reason, splurge to the nuns.
But that was like, it was one day out of the whole 365 days that we would get much of anything.
Yeah, and it was pretty dope. But we had like freedoms like that other kids didn't have. Like we could go outside. And
go, you think that people...
but we could go, like, we went into the forest. We would go out. Like, I mean... Probably at the time, more kids could do that where they could just go out and then come back.
Dude, have you ever been to a trailer park? Are you kidding me? I've seen babies walking around there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, there is, yeah.
Like, oh, someone lost a baby.
It's like, nah, he's playing. I told him to be back.
Oh, yeah, that's the next trailer park. Yeah,
that's the Robertsons. That's their kid. He's probably going to...
Oh, that's not a baby. That's a grown man. Oh.
Dude, but when we were kids, like where we grew up, or when we... Okay, so we lived in like the ghetto, sort of, and then we moved to like a lesser ghetto on the outskirts of town.
Right.
When we lived there, we were like... It wasn't a big community, but like we would... I remember... Okay, so... I'm thinking of like 100 different stories here right now. But do you remember out our backyard? So in this area that we lived, it was like a bunch of motels that were retired
Right.
into long-term living suites. So it wasn't a motel anymore.
Right.
But it was. It's called something motel. Windmill Motel.
Yeah.
And there was 2 houses, and we had one of the houses, and then there was another house in the back.
I think there was 3, wasn't there?
No, that was a trailer that had the horses you're talking
right,
about?
Yeah, okay.
I knew you were going to think that.
Yeah.
And then there was trailer, like a small trailer park, and then other motel rooms.
Right.
There was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, there
was 2 motels. One was the Windmill, which we lived on that side, and then on the other side of the road was another motel.
Right.
It had a restaurant.
That was the other landlord's property.
Yeah. His name was Will.
Yeah.
And I remember this one time being like, "Hey, Will." I went to ask him a question of some sort. I don't know why. Uh-huh. And then I realized he was taking a leak.
Was I with you?
Yeah.
Because I remember that. Beat it, or what did he say? Get out of here! And he was pissing
on someone's tire.
It wasn't even his truck. It was like his son's, or the pavement dude. I think.
Yeah, there was like a people who owned a paving company lived in that area.
Yeah, and they did the.
Yeah, they paved the road there eventually. Yeah.
They did their driveway thing first, right? And then
they did their own driveway, which made no sense because it was all gravel leading up, and then they just had like a nice black patch of pavement. I remember that landlord, dude. Do you remember him pulling you out of the dumpster?
Yes,
because we saw some Eggo waffles in the dumpster, and we're like, "Yo."
You told me not to go in there, and I was like, I want to risk it, right? I was like, I could get back out, right? And couldn't get out. You were like trying to pull me out, and it just wasn't working. And then what was?
Because it's all smooth on the inside, but on the outside it has like those arm holes or whatever for the.
So you can step on the.
Yeah, and then you can get in, and then you could like jump down.
And like the dumpster was fairly empty, so
completely empty basically, except for like a thing of Eggo waffles.
Right.
Which, why would we think that people throwing out Eggo waffles? No one throws out good Eggo waffles.
Right. Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. But it's like weird because like I remember when I was even smaller than that, we would eat the bread off the ground of that people would feed their birds.
Yes, we did. Why did we do that?
I think because I don't know. It was like food. Okay, yummy.
But we weren't. I don't want to give the impression that we didn't get fed. 'Cause we got fed.
No.
But we just, It
was good.
We would also go to neighbors' houses, get candy. Right? Which, I don't think I would let my kids go into this neighborhood to go to strangers' houses to get candy. Although these 2 gentlemen who I'm thinking of were like perfectly normal and nice.
Different time too. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a different time. But do you remember we would go up to this guy? He was in a wheelchair, this man. Mm-hmm. And he was like a nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Super nice. In a wheelchair, had a van. Remember he had a kidnapper van?
Yeah. Wow.
Dude, he had a kidnapper van.
Way to say. Yeah, I was just about to say.
Lived in a motel room, had a kidnapper van.
Oh my gosh, we're painting the wrong picture here.
Anyways, this guy, we would go, knock on his door, chat with him. I don't know why he wanted to. He was just old. He was old. He had to be in his 70s.
Had to have been. He was like old. He was
old,
like
Santa Claus old.
He was like almost last breath old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you would have punched him, he would exhale his freaking soul. You know what I mean? Like he's done.
Yeah, you know what? This guy though, like we would go to his house, knock on his door, knock, and he'd open the door, and he would have like jelly beans or like choo-choo
cereal.
He gave us cereal one time. I remember, dude. One time he gave us cereal, honeycombs.
I think we left it on.
And we left it at the restaurant in the parking lot because our friend had a dog, and then there was the neighborhood dog named Shabba.
Right.
And Shabba was this old Rottweiler, real ornery. In fact, that dog actually bit you one time.
Oh, right on the stomach.
Right on the stomach.
Before school, man.
Yeah. So, but this dog, Shabba, was mean because she was old and she was an outdoor free roamer. And then our friend's dog, Lucy, and that dog got in a fight and they scrapped. So I left the cereal.
Really?
And we ran away.
I did.
Because the dogs were all like, "Rah!" And we got scared. So we ran away. left the cereal there. Then the restaurant was like, what the hell's up with the cereal? The old man somehow found out, and then he never gave us candy or anything ever again because we left the cereal there, and he thought that we were disrespecting him. But we didn't mean to.
That's crazy.
And
I didn't remember that.
But I remember a time he, for some reason, didn't open his door. Like, we would still go visit him.
Right.
But I remember this one time, he didn't open his door.
Right.
So we were like, hey, why don't we just pretend we're the cops? And then
Right.
he'll open the door.
He'll open the door. And I don't know why we even wanted him to open the door that badly.
And if he opened the door, he would have been like, oh, you aren't the police, you're two little kids. But I remember we even changed it. We like banged on the door hard.
Real loud.
We're like, open up, it's the police.
I wonder what...
He was probably like rolling his eyes.
Like, we got like squeaky voices. We're not...
Yeah, we're little children. We were like 7. And we're like pretending to be the cops to make him like open the door.
What would have even happened if... I don't know. That's so funny. He never did answer though.
No, I didn't.
Not when we said... How many times did we do that?
At least 5 times. We kept saying that.
This is the police. We're on our bikes.
Yeah, we're on our bikes. Remember we used to like tape from cassettes on our handlebars?
Did we?
And we're like, this is official, man. We'd put like the cards or like the plastic in our spokes.
I remember doing that, making it sound like a dirt bike or whatever.
Yeah. I was like obsessed with motorcycles. I really wanted one. I remember this one time I was riding my 5-speed bike, actually the one that I won at school.
Right.
And I'm just pedaling as hard as I can. And I remember I would like lean into my turns like it was a crotch rocket, and I'd put my
remember this.
I'd put my knee down and everything. And one time I on the gravel. So I was like, Hua!
Wait, the pedal hit the ground or what?
Well, no. Yes, it did. But when I turned the back, I was going fast. And I was trying to take this turn.
You slid.
And I slid on the gravel, and then I went, I almost like fell.
Oh no.
And that was going onto like the main road. So going out of the gravel, because it was a bit of a drive, or a bit of a, not a drive, what do you call it? Like a dip. And I would go down to get some speed, and then I'd still be pedaling in like gear 5, the hardest gear.
Right.
And then I would turn, and I'd put my knee down to the ground. But then I skidded out on some gravel. That's where it hit the pavement, so it's like loose. And then I was like, whoa!
Oh, you didn't fall?
I didn't hit the dirt, but I almost did.
Wow.
It scared the crap out of me.
Yeah. I remember very when you were obsessed with the motorcycles and you would do that. I actually thought that was cool as well.
Because one of our neighbors had a what do you call those, a gold hawk or something? What do you call like those Hondas, ugly Hondas that have like all the dressings on them?
I have no idea.
I forget what they're called.
Those like from the 80s?
Yeah, I hate them.
Hate those.
Hate them. I like minimalist bikes.
Yeah.
Right? I like crotch rockets, and I like minimalist like bobbers, choppers, like even just a plain Harley.
Right.
The more stuff it has, the less I like it. Like a saddlebag is cool, but like
not on every bike.
If you have huge like plastic saddlebags,
I don't like saddlebags on every bike, man.
Oh, me neither.
Sometimes it's just like
usually I like if there's like one on the handlebars or like one right by the under the seat. I don't know motorcycles, but
right.
I like that kind of stuff, but I'm not really into like a whole bunch of
right. Man,
stuff.
That was fun back in the day. I remember when we would like go into the trees and start fires.
Yes. So the other guy who had the other house, I remember him saying one time, this is so weird because this was the day we decided to start lighting fires, this kind of experiment, because they cut down all the boughs on the bottom of all the spruce trees so that you could see through them or whatever.
Right.
And then we gathered them all up, made like a
right, and there was tall weeds too, right?
Tall weeds, yes.
That would kind of help with the wall, sort of. I remember, like, I think this was after we started fires. There was like what I did was there was you know how people like do the and they put a frickin' flag in the ground. Yo, I remember when I think you must have been at school or I was by myself. I remember. I would make a fire pit, and then I would grab those rocks that had the spray paint on them, and then I would put them in the fire pit, and I would pretend that was a fire because we got in so much trouble for lighting real ones.
Yeah.
And I felt like, I don't know, I thought that was super creative. I was like, yeah.
It is pretty creative.
Spray painted rocks is the fire? Yeah, poke it. Like, I would just sit there and just... And then we made, like, teepees and stuff out of those big, giant sticks.
Yeah.
And what was it, a tarp? And
yeah, a tent. Such an eyesore, though.
Man.
But we loved it.
But the things, like you said that we had all kinds of freedoms, like, we were just doing things that we just wanted to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I loved going to the forest, but what I wanted to say real quick, when we started lighting fires, I remember that old man came from his house, walked down his driveway, walked down the road there, came up to me and said, "Hope you kids aren't going to be lighting any fires." And I was like, "No, we won't." And I was like, how the heck did he know?
Huh.
He must have heard us or something. Because we lit a fire basically immediately right after he went back to his house.
Right.
And like we dug a hole. We got big rocks to put around it.
Yeah.
And then our friend Barry, for some reason, would take sticks that were on fire and then like go into the dry ass spruce tree and like wave it around.
Yeah. Touch the branches that are...
Yeah, he thought it was so funny.
Yes. I remember that. I remember I was scared because I didn't want to... die.
Yeah.
So I think we stopped doing that. Did we like take the stick from him or something?
Yeah, we did.
Like, what?
Yeah,
like, dude, like cut it out, man.
And he's the one who actually told his dad that we were lighting fires.
Right.
Didn't
we ask him to go get matches?
Yeah, we asked him to get matches, and then he said, because we needed more, because we put the fire out. Next day we come back, we tell him to go get matches. So he asks his dad for matches.
Right.
Instead of just stealing them.
And he was younger than we were.
Yeah, by probably a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Oh yeah, my dad didn't want to give me any matches." And then we say, "Oh, you told your dad?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What did you say?" He said, "Well, we said that we're gonna be lighting some fires or something like that." And I remember just being like, "Oh, first you shit on our swing,
yeah,
and now you freaking rat on us for lighting fires," which is probably a good thing. Because like we could have burned down the neighborhood.
We could have been seriously hurt or like.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah, that was bad.
That was bad
because it was enclosed, and I bet you there was smoke coming out of there because we were lighting green, right? So it was probably smoky. Because I remember cars would come and they'd kind of stop. And they'd be like, "What the heck's going on?" And then they would drive, right? Because we would freaking stomp it out, trying to get all the freaking flames out and all the smoke on. And then we would like throw dirt and stuff so that we would make people think that we were just throwing dirt. And they'd be like, "Oh, okay,
that's smart."
Yeah, I remember us doing that. But that old man was like, "Don't light fires."
Must have smelt it. Must have.
No, we didn't light fires yet. And then we did. And then we did that day. Right, and we made like a fire pit, and we thought that was safe. And I remember, that Barry's dad, he comes over with his daughter, and say, I forget what his daughter's name was, but
I didn't even remember that he had. He did have a sister, huh?
Yeah, he comes over, and be like, I know how I'm gonna deal with my kids, but I'll let you deal with yours, blah blah blah. And I was like, get in trouble.
Yeah.
I think that's when we had to start writing lines.
No.
I think we got the belt and then we wrote lines.
Did we?
I think so. Back in the day, you got the belt.
Yeah, that was not fun.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't like that at all.
So, we didn't light fires anymore. But what I was going to say about sketchiness, this neighborhood, do you remember that neighbor who was right out our backyard?
The karate guy.
Yes.
Yes.
So this guy...
The karate guy. Oh my gosh.
We never talked to him except for this one time. So I actually talked to Ken the other day to try to confirm this, but he doesn't remember if this is what happened or not what happened. So I'm going to I'll tell it how I remember, but I could be wrong. You tell me if you remember this.
Okay.
Do you remember? So we're riding our bikes, and we're going around the neighborhood, whatever, and we come by this guy, and he's outside of his motel room or whatever you call it, his suite. They were all suites. They weren't motel rooms. They had kitchenettes and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. He comes out of his room or whatever, and he says, "Hey guys, This is disgusting, by the way.
Right.
Do you remember that? You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
He was like, we're little kids, so we don't know the difference at the time. But he goes, hey, you know where I can find any girls in bikinis around 13, 14?
Oh, my God.
Right? And this guy's a full-grown adult. He must be like 30 or something. 25.
25. Yeah. He was a young...
He was an adult.
He was in that, he should not be asking for...
13, 14-year-olds. No, but we didn't know because we were so little. That was old to us.
Right. Yeah, we were younger than 13, 14. So
yeah, I had to be 9.
Yeah, I must have been.
And I remember him saying that, but
I was so confused. I was literally trying to think of places where you could find 13, 14-year-old girls.
I remember a little bit later, I was like, yo, I found the most clever reply. Because we had Archie comics and stuff. And I remember just being like, okay, there's beaches.
Wait.
So I'm like, wait, what?
This was, we didn't have Archie comics until later.
No, we had them.
No,
we didn't own them. Ken had them.
Yeah,
Our brother Ken had them.
Right.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
And I go, dude, I think I know what we could say. We could tell him at the beach. I thought it was so clever. So we go riding our bikes around again to hopefully he'll ask us again.
Right.
Which it's kind of weird that he would ask us. Yeah, we did. He didn't ask us again though. He saw us again, and then I remember. This is how I remember the rest of the story, and I don't know if this part is accurate or not. But I remember not getting in trouble, but basically being asked, why are we talking to this dude? Because he's weird, right? He's clearly a drug addict, right? And he's just odd. And the police had been in his place several times. Mm-hmm. And so you can see out of our kitchen window when we're talking to this guy.
Right.
And I remember our mom being like, don't talk to that guy. And we didn't know why.
Right.
There was no reason given.
Right.
We just don't talk to him. And
I hate that.
Yeah, me too. We didn't get a lot of explanation of why we weren't allowed to do anything. It didn't make much sense. So we would do a lot of things anyways because, like, why not?
Why not?
But so we couldn't do this. And then I remember our friend. I won't mention her name. We had another friend there whose cousin went into his house or his room, his motel. Remember her French cousin?
Whoa, what? Okay, say that again.
So, do you remember our one friend, our ginger friend?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember her French cousin who came and visited a couple times?
Right.
She went to his house and stayed there.
No.
Yes. And when we had said something about... So, we couldn't figure out why we weren't allowed to go to that guy's house.
Right.
And then I remember saying that... I remember telling Ken, our older brother, who's 10 years older than us, I remember telling him something to the effect of, he asked us, and I was embarrassed to tell this to him. Mm-hmm. He asked us where he could find girls in bikinis.
Right.
And then, so, since he found out he was asking about kids, it's kind of weird to say that to little kids anyways.
Right.
I believe, and I don't know if this is true, this is part where I asked him the other day, and he didn't know if that happened, but somebody called the police, and I always thought it was him, because that guy, he got arrested.
I remember him getting arrested.
Right? And then he came back.
Right.
I think
he came back twice, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the French girl goes to his apartment, and then he gets arrested again for the last time. And he never comes back.
Yeah.
Because the girl, because she was underage.
Oh, yeah.
And she went there. She was older than us.
She went there willingly.
I guess. I don't know. That's statutory, man. Or at least, at the very least. I don't know exactly what happened. But like,
what? And we were there?
Yeah, we saw her go in there.
Did we?
We thought it was, we were jumping on our trampoline. So the part that I don't know if it's accurate is if our brother is the one who called the police on that situation or not. He doesn't remember if that happened. So it probably didn't happen like that. But for some reason, just in my mind, how all the things happen.
So creepy.
Right?
That's
like, imagine what could have happened to us if he was into boys.
Oh my!
That would have been messed up. Luckily, nothing happened.
That's so crazy, man. You never know.
No, you never know, and that's why you're not. That's why nowadays you can't let your kids go out. There's so many more creeps out there because there's so many more people in the population.
Right. Well, not only that, there's more access to like do these kinds of things.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
But
can you imagine?
There was that to me, it didn't faze me at the time because I didn't know, I didn't understand.
Naive, right?
Yeah, I remember like just being like, he got arrested. I thought it was fun.
I remember, it's funny.
He just gets handcuffed and put in the back of the car, and they're searching his apartment for like hours.
I remember because like in that same what was that building, the same the hotel thing, right? The same building that dude lived in. I remember when I was jumping on the trampoline, and remember that white, real skinny dude that was friends with? He had like the creeper mustache.
Yeah, and he had a cat named Sylvester.
Yes, you remember him?
Yeah. His name was Scott.
No way, it was Scott. Oh my gosh, I remember when we were jumping on the trampoline, and then his woman or his girlfriend or whatever,
yes,
opens the door. Okay. No, nothing on, just totally exposed, right? And we're just like jumping, like, what? And she goes, "Hey, you guys seen Scott?" What? She's just got her thing. He's hanging out. We're just like boing, boing. No, didn't see Scott. No, I think we went over there or whatever.
He went across the way because there was like communal fire pit,
right?
That everyone would hang out at. That's where he was because he used to live over on that side. Scott actually took over the place that the pedophile lived in.
No way.
Yes, he did because he used to live over on that side.
Yes.
And I remember he had a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
And then he had a daughter who would come visit him. Remember? And she would wrap that carpet around her arm and she would like play with the dog.
No.
Made it aggressive as hell, man.
Really?
Remember that German Shepherd?
I remember the German Shepherd.
Right? She would wrap a carpet around her arm and she'd be like, and the dog would like grab it, bite it.
I don't remember.
That was his daughter who would come visit him. So obviously he was down on his luck if he lived in this motel.
Right. Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And then so he lived on that side, and then there was the road, our house, and then the back, and then those motels. Right. Separate motel building. Then he lived in that one.
Huh. How do you remember that?
I don't know. And then I remember on the other side there was the cowboy who had the other German Shepherd.
The cowboy lived in on the left, on the
very far
side.
They had upstairs as well.
They lived on the south. Didn't they live? If our house was facing west, wasn't he on the south?
Our front door faced west, and he lived on the very furthest west.
I swear to God that when we got that, it was me. When I got that kite stuck in the power lines.
Yes, he helped you.
He helped us
with a stick.
He also they used that. What was that? What is that called? Eavesdrop
thing.
Freaking thing, right?
Good
That's
thing
what cut it. That's what cut the line, I think.
Oh, I thought he threw a stick and it cut the line.
No, he definitely threw sticks. There was another dude that was there as well.
Because, dude, this is another thing. One of my most fond memories, dude, is where that kite got stuck. By the way, lost forever.
We ran after it.
We ran after it for, well, as far as we could. Yeah. And it was gone.
It was gone.
It's gone.
We didn't cross the highway. I think I was too scared to cross the highway.
Yeah.
I think I did, but then I was like, what would Mom think? And then it
yeah.
prevented me from going past that.
Because, across the highway, it was like one going westbound, one going eastbound.
Right.
And then there was another motel over there, which is still there.
Right.
And,
yeah, it went way past
it. It went past it. Like, we would have, it was gone.
It was gone.
Gone. Like a balloon, just gone. Yeah. We wouldn't have found it.
So what happened with that was we were on the road, right? We were flying the kite, and then
it got stuck on the power line.
Right.
It was a telephone line.
Right.
If it was a power line and that guy touched it with the metal eavesdrop thing, he would have been fried.
Right. It was funny because like I'm holding onto this and it's caught in the power lines, and then
I told you to let go.
You told me to let go, and I was like, well, that's probably not a good idea, but no, that probably will let it go. But then I wasn't thinking of like what would happen even if we did let it go, and then it did somehow unwrap itself from the power lines. How the hell would we have grabbed the
The string.
the handle back, anyways? Right?
Well, I was assuming it was gonna go.
Right. Yeah, man, idiot. That was the first time we ever got a kite.
That was the first fly.
First fly, first kite, never again.
Let go of it. It
Gone.
wrapped around even more.
Yeah.
Then the cowboy comes. He like tries to.
Yeah.
Gone.
We never told anyone.
No.
No. It's like, and it was funny because Mom didn't even realize that it was gone.
I don't even think she remembered we had a kite. She didn't buy it for us, I don't think.
She didn't?
I think our sister did.
Oh.
Because remember you made a kite out of cardboard?
Yeah.
And you were trying to fly that thing? I remember you running down the drive. And it's like right here.
I remember that!
And
Holy crap.
You just made a kite shape and you put scotch tape on a string. And then I believe Ken poked it through to make like a knot so it would be better, so it wouldn't rip off the string.
I remember this.
Dude.
I remember that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But one of my fondest memories is right where that kite got stuck. There was a picnic bench. There was a road, a through road, but there was a picnic bench, and then there was a tree that we would always climb, and we would have cap guns, and we would shoot cap guns, whatever. But we would go up that tree, and we would just chill there and wait for the shit disturbance to happen. Cowboy would sit there. He would come down from his place. Freaking, I don't know. I don't know if we had a nickname for that guy, but the guy who always had that massive icicle in the back of his motel that was on our side yard, he would come out of his yard, and then there would be like...
Wait, which tree? I'm trying to...
Okay, so where the kite got stuck, there was that picnic table.
Yo.
There was a dumpster on this side. So if our house is right here.
Okay, I remember the... Okay.
Then this is the front road. This is the road where the kite got stuck. Power line right here.
Uh-huh.
Dumpsters right here.
Right.
Picnic tables right here. Motels right here.
There was a picnic table
The
there?
motorcycle man is right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he would come as well. There was a picnic table right there. And we would sit in that tree.
Which tree?
There was just a tree there. A whole bunch of trees, like willows.
I don't remember.
And we would climb the tree.
Oh!
And do you remember that the whole neighborhood of like people, they would go there and they would drink beer.
Really?
They would drink beer, and then I think her name was Sheila or something. That girl would come, and they'd be like, "Oh, here she comes! There she is!" And she would come, and she would be like, "Hi," whatever, all flirty and stuff. And then she would. I think every one of these men must have dated her at some point because they would just start cursing and fighting. Not fighting physically, at least not most of the time. Sometimes they would, but.
What?
You don't remember this?
How do I not remember
this?
We
were sitting in the tree, and then eventually they'd look up and they'd be like, "We got the goddamn kids here. Watch your f***ing mouth." Oh, I'm gonna have to bleep that. But do you remember this?
Oh my gosh, that's
It's ringing some bells.
I think I remember when we would like.
Yeah, we would try to hide
in the leaves or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's slowly coming back. I don't remember anyone fighting.
Yes, they would fight, dude. Because this girl, it would always be this girl.
I wish I knew what the girl
She would like walk down. Yeah, she lived in that far one, right where we built our little log cabin.
Uh-huh.
She lived in one of those ones. And she would walk out and she would be like, all like, whatever. And then they'd be like, "Oh, here she comes," right? They'd be, because every single time she would come, things would devolve into madness.
Oh, really?
And they would just, they would be upset. And they would just be like pissed at each other about whatever. I don't remember conversations, but I just remember loving it. I remember loving the drama.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't remember the fighting. I wish I did. I think if I remembered the lady, like what her face looked like.
I barely remember what she looks like, dude. I just remember she would come walking and she would walk all flirty, and then they would be like, "Oh, here she comes." I think her name was Sheila. Not that really helps.
Not really.
I don't remember anyone's name except for Dawn, Kendall, Sheila,
Scott,
Grant, and then our own friends. I don't even remember. I don't even remember our friends' moms' names.
I don't either. I remember Katie.
It's weird, right? There's like a bunch of people. Cassidy and
Oh yeah,
Barry. So yeah, Barry like crapped on our swing, and that's like, what the heck is going on here?
right. It squished through his shorts onto the swing.
So disgusting. We've already had a crap story, so maybe we won't tell this one, or maybe we'll save it for next week.
Yeah, sure.
We'll save it for next week. If you guys want to hear that, if you don't want to hear it, maybe don't tune in next week. But there's this kid, dude. There's so many stories in that neighborhood, but this kid in particular, I don't know, his confidence, crapped himself and was like, "What's up, dog? I don't care."
Yeah.
He was just like, "What's up?"
You're like,
Did not matter at all.
new shorts? No, these ones are fine.
Yeah. So if you guys want to know what we're up to in the meantime, just check us out on our individual social medias and YouTube channels. All that stuff will be linked in the description, and you'll be able to check out what we're up to. So see you next week.
All right, see you later, guys. Have a good one.
Dude, I can't wait to tell the story about the freaking... Dude, that kid was so... Oh, I don't know how you can do that, but...
Oh, yeah. Is that hot dogs on your underwear?
Yeah.